Hello everybody, Nathan here with another Minetest mod review, and today we are looking at the crops mod. Ooh, something just grew over there. Which kind of redefines the whole farming experience. No longer are you just making, fertile soil here alongside the water's edges, throwing your seeds down and letting nature run its course. No, whoops, I did not want to throw my diamond hoe. No, instead you are actually taking an active part in the growing. So I have had these crops you see here growing for 3 Minetest days. I pretty much just planted all this stuff. I was kind of walking around watering, maintaining it, checking the moisture content, which I see this guy here is a little overwatered, as is this guy here. And pretty much just let the stuff grow. So I've got several things grown. So let's kind of take a look at some of the tools before we actually look at the plants. We have a hydrometer and we have a watering can. Hydrometer, actually, you know what? Yeah, it doesn't have a crap. Oh, yes, it does. I wonder if the watering can does too then. So it, oh, I'm an idiot. I thought it didn't. Okay, so basically 4 steel ingots make you a very nice little watering can. And the hydrometer here is made with 2 steel ingots and a mess crystal fragment. Now, you might be wondering, well, what in the world do I need these tools for? Well, because you don't want to overwater plants. Oh no, this guy's overwatered. Overwatered plants will have these little blue bubbles coming on them. I don't know if there's a way to make them less watered. I suppose I really should have looked into that. But you'll notice as I click on these different plants here that the wear bar of the hydrometer is kind of fluctuating. And obviously you seen it just went back up there. That is telling me how much water these plants have. So this guy over here probably could use some water. So I'll water it. And we get some little water drops falling down. Then we click and now its water is up into the pale green zone there. This one's in a greener zone, and that one is in a green zone as well. You probably want to keep it around the yellowish here. I've noticed when I water them to get all the way up to the full green, they get all the little water bubbles, which is not a good thing. It hampers plant growth. We'll see here, this guy's actually down in the yellow, but it's still being overwatered. Now these are beans that grow on bean poles. A bean pole is crafted simply by doing... Oh, and I don't have any sticks left. It is crafted like this. Beanpole. Now, a beanpole, as you've seen here, despite a little bit of lag, can only be put onto farming soil. And the bean seeds, which of course I don't have any at the moment, can only be put onto a beanpole. Now, I'm thinking these beans might be ready to harvest. Oh no, let's run over here real quick. Something is dying. This plant here is dry to the point where it is about to die, which is odd because it's sitting right next to water. But I have noticed that the proximity of the plants to water doesn't really seem to have too much effect. Okay, he's into the orange, he's in yellow, orange. Alright, so these 3 probably need more water. So yes, I've noticed that how close you have them to water doesn't really seem to affect anything, but you still kind of need to put water in, because otherwise your farming soil turns into just normal dirt, as I can demonstrate right here. Get some farming soil out, and that'll change to normal dirt relatively quickly because there's not any water near it. Now, of course, you could plant something on this real quick, and that would pretty much preserve it as farming soil, so you'd be okay. But like right here, it turned back to default dirt. So you don't necessarily have to put water in, but it seems to make things just stay a little easier. Ooh, tomato is ready to harvest, I think. But I will come back to that, because I want to grab these beans first. I have not harvested anything yet, so I don't know. Okay, so I got 7 beans off of that, and now I have a rotting beanpole, I guess. Let me punch this with my hand. Okay, so I seem to get nothing out of it. So I lose the beanpole, which is alright. I still got all these little bug things running all over the place. Those are flies, that's what those are. They should be going away shortly, though. And just because I don't like doing things in the dark, I'll turn it to morning again. We got some corn here we can harvest. So I got 4 ears of corn out of these. See if I can... Oh, figure that happened. And then we get the old corn stalks, but I don't believe give you anything. No, they do not. So we have 12 corn cobs. Potatoes. Looks like these guys are ready to be harvested. Yep. Now this is cool, because I just ate a potato. I mean, that's alright. Doesn't matter. This is cool because you have to destroy the plant, and then the potatoes are in the ground. So you have to dig them out of the ground. And now you might be thinking that I'm not getting anything, but they're all going here. I just didn't have it in the hot bar because I was eating it. So that works really nice. Here's a potato. Oh, wait, this is a pumpkin. Pumpkin that is not fully grown. And we will have to... That one's the only one that hasn't grown yet. Melons. You just punch them as you would imagine. You may notice if you use the hydrometer on anything that is not a plant, it just comes back as a blank. I just want to harvest that. Anyway. So we get our pumpkins, yeah. We get our watermelons. I want to take a look at the tomato here, but I'm not sure if it's fully grown. Yes, it is. So we get a tomato, and I don't know if this tomato plant's going to grow more tomatoes on it or not. So I'm going to leave that one alone. And getting seeds is pretty much as easy as crafting and just getting them that way. And the bean seeds there. Now, with the exception of the melon, and again, I don't know, a melon plant might grow more than one melon depending on the spacing around it. Mine was kind of limited in where they could grow because there was water on this one side, and I only left one space between each plant. So I don't know if a melon can possibly grow 2 melons off of it. But when you harvested the melon, we got more than just 1 melon slice, so you multiply that way. Corn gave you 4 ears of corn, so pretty much you grow 1, then you can grow 4, then you can grow 16, assuming you don't lose any crops due to over or under watering. Potatoes gave you 4 potatoes per plant. And I've got something over here dying. You can see the little... Wait, what is this? This bean is dying. It needs water. Or maybe it was this bean. I don't even know which it was. It was one of them. Needed water. So you can, if you're not cheating to get your implements, you can quite easily determine if your plants need more water by when you see those little squiggly smoke lines coming out of them. You do have some time after you see that to get it watered before the plant will die. I haven't actually let anything die, and I probably should have let that one die just for show, so we'd know what it's like when it does. As you'll notice here, all the farming soil has turned back to normal dirt. But we are still able to plant all of our beans because we have the bean poles. So we can get those planted. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes you'll get like this extra one sitting next to it, which will just appear after a couple seconds. It must be something with the code for how this is placing or something. I don't know. So we got some more tomatoes there. But that's on a different plant. See, I really don't know if tomatoes regrow on the plants or not. you can make a soup, a veggie stew, out of green beans, potatoes, and tomatoes. Of course, I turned olives into seeds with the exception of the potatoes. I haven't seen any pumpkin grow yet, but you can cook pumpkin and get roasted pumpkin. Oh, and of course we have a clay bowl, which you need for doing the cooking, which is made simply out of three lumps of clay, which gives you an uncooked clay bowl. Then you have to cook it in a furnace. You get a cooked clay bowl, and then you use it to make a delicious bowl of stew. Which, let me just grab one of those. Very nice, very nice. And that is pretty much the crops mod. Now I did notice that it looks like, and I could be wrong here, but I don't think I have the ability to grow wheat or cotton now, which doesn't really make sense, but cotton doesn't exist anymore. And wheat exists as wheat, but can't get wheat seeds. Can't even get string. I don't know why I put a D at the end of wool. They're now square brackets. Yeah, how do you make wool? Cotton. It has no recipe. So, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do it. So this mod it eliminates cotton and eliminates wheat. Probably because they don't fall. Hey, the tomatoes grew back. Alright, so tomato plants do grow multiple times. I don't know how many times it'll do it, but I got 2 tomatoes off of that one. So you do multiply that way as well, so that's sweet. So everything should be very renewable, and it looks like I just grew another watermelon off a watermelon plant here. So wahoo for that. Sitting at 7 and 12, so we got 5 watermelon wedges out of 1 watermelon. So that's pretty sweet, because that means you can plant 5 more watermelon plants. So like I said, it definitely expands out the farming mod, though it looks like you do lose wheat and cotton. I haven't seen too much development on this lately, though I know there is a lot of cool stuff that was done. So we might see some updates in the future. I'm not making any promises because it's not my mod, so I don't know. But all the links you need will be in the description below, as always. If you have a mod you would like me to review, or if there's some aspect of modding you would like me to do a tutorial on, swing over to my website, which will be linked below as well, and just go to the Minetest page, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see a little request form there. Just fill it out, and I will do my best to get a video up for you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.